Georgie and Mandy's first marriage has a lot of moving parts between everything Georgie and Mandy want to accomplish independently, let alone as a family. Season 2 picks up right where the first marriage season 1 finale left off, with Georgie buying out Jim's auto shop in partnership with his co-worker, Ruben, who optionally resents him. The first marriage season 2 premiere showcased George's ambitions, but as usual, Mandy's career wasn't even mentioned. George's business is at the heart of first marriage, but Mandy's work at the diner and as a newswoman ebbs and flows as a focus of the show. This is reminiscent of a previous Chuck Lorre sitcom, one outside of TBBT universe, about alcoholic women in recovery, Mom, starring Anna Faris. Faris's lead character Christy Plunkett also had many facets to her life that didn't receive equal attention. Mom can show first marriage how to find a balance for Mandy, but first marriage has a unique storytelling constraint. First marriage doesn't balance Mandy's life and work well episode to episode. George's career at the auto shop is far more integral to first marriage than Mandy's aspirations. Photo, CBS via MovieStills.db. Before meeting Georgie and their unplanned pregnancy, Mandy had a clear vision for her life. College-educated and ambitious, Mandy was clear that she aspired to become a weatherwoman, ideally in a major city where she could build a real broadcasting career. Mandy wasn't looking to settle down yet, she was focused on gaining experience and making connections in local news. Her early appearances filling in at the local network during first marriage season 1 even showed she had the talent and charisma to go far, even if Mandy's ex-boyfriend is a complicating factor for Georgie. The accidental pregnancy didn't change Mandy's goals, in her mind, but communication has never been a strong suit for her and Georgie, whose relationship began with mutual lying about their ages. Professionally, George's job at the auto shop is more important than ever, as an owner and no longer an employee. Mandy's career hasn't been given nearly the same amount of focus. First marriage often alternates between Mandy at work and Mandy at home episodes, without showing how those worlds intersect. At times, her professional aspirations feel like a subplot rather than a defining part of her character. Much of her screen time focuses instead on her relationships, the tense but evolving bond with her mother, the softer understanding she shares with her father, and her growing family with Georgie. As a result, Mandy's life feels more segmented than George's, her ambitions floating in and out of focus rather than grounding her story week to week. Mom eventually wrote off Christy's children to find a balance that worked. Mom changed its premise for the better, so first marriage can too. Photo, CBS via MovieStills.db. Mom faced a similar challenge to first marriage in its early seasons, trying to balance every element of Christy's chaotic life. Mom began following Christy's recovery from alcoholism while she juggled raising 2 children, working as a waitress, and striving toward a better future as a lawyer, all while navigating a complicated relationship with her mother. For a while, Mom tried to give equal weight to each thread, but the result was often uneven. Eventually, the show made a bold structural choice. It trimmed down Christy's world to let the most meaningful parts breathe. Her younger son Roscoe went to live with his father, and her older daughter Violet moved out to live independently. With the kids written out, Mom shifted its focus to Christy's personal growth and her evolving bond with her mother Bonnie, played by Allison Janney. The AA group became the show's emotional core, offering both humor and heart as Christy completed her high school diploma, went to college, and eventually enrolled in law school. Though Mom changed its core focus, it ultimately became stronger, evolving into a genuine two-hander between Christy and Bonnie rather than a scattered ensemble. That evolution gives hope for first marriage. If Mom could recenter its focus and give both leads equal weight, perhaps Mandy's story can eventually stand beside George's as an equally vital half of the show. First marriage has the storytelling problem of writing to a set end. Anyone who's seen TBBT knows how George's story ends up decades after first marriage. First marriage faces a storytelling dilemma that Mom never did. Its ending is already written. Mom was a flexible character piece that could reinvent itself as needed. When Anna Faris departed the series after 7 seasons, the show carried on for a few more years with Allison Janney's Bonnie now at the center. Mom's loose structure allowed for organic growth and reinvention. Characters could come and go without breaking the story's spine. By contrast, first marriage exists within the tight framework of the Big Bang Theory universe. We already know where Georgie ends up as an adult, divorced and running a tire shop, so the series is writing toward a predetermined outcome. Even its title hints at the eventual dissolution of Georgie and Mandy's relationship, limiting the sense of open-ended possibility that fueled Mom. This makes pacing and emotional investment trickier. How do you make viewers root for a marriage that they already know will fail? Still, that built-in endpoint doesn't have to be a creative trap.